Happy 7th day of National Poetry Month, everyone. Today I'm reading a poem by Etheridge. Now, I discovered him through a cool anthology titled Poetry Speaks. The anthology included recordings of poets reciting their own work. And some of these recordings went all the way back to like Robert Browning. It included modern day writers as well, like Rita Dobbin, Charles Simic. And among the recordings was Etheridge reading The Idea of Ancestry. And I was just absolutely blown away by that poem. And so I've been a fan ever since. Interesting little fact about Etheridge Knight: he was arrested for robbery back in the 1960s, and it wasn't until his years spent in prison that he started seriously writing poetry. And his first book, Poems from Prison, was published shortly after his release in 1968, I believe it was. And the poem I'm reading today, I'm sure, was heavily influenced by those years he spent incarcerated. So here we go. This is The Idea of Ancestry by Etheridge Knight. 1. Taped to the wall of my cell are 47 pictures, 47 black faces. My father, mother, grandmothers, one dead, grandfathers, both dead, brothers, sisters, uncles, aunts, cousins, first and second, nieces and nephews. They stare across the space at me sprawling on my bunk. I know their dark eyes. They know mine. I know their style. They know mine. I am all of them. They are all of me. They are farmers. I am a thief. I am me. They are thee. I have at one time or another been in love with my mother, one grandmother, two sisters, two aunts, one went to the asylum, and 5 cousins. I am now in love with a 7-year-old niece. She sends me letters in large block print, and her picture is the only one that smiles at me. I have the same name as one grandfather, 3 cousins, 3 nephews, and 1 uncle. The uncle disappeared when he was 15, just took off and caught a freight, they say. He is discussed each year when the family has a reunion. He causes unease in the clan. He is an empty space. My father's mother, who is 93 and who keeps the family Bible with everyone's birth dates and death dates in it, always mentions him. There is no place in her Bible for whereabouts unknown. 2. Each fall, the graves of my grandfathers call me. The brown hills and red gullies of Mississippi send out their electric messages, galvanizing my genes. Last year, like a salmon quitting the cold ocean, leaping and bucking up his burst stream, I hitched from L.A. with 16 caps in my pocket and a monkey on my back. And I almost kicked it with the kinfolks. I walked barefoot in my grandmother's backyard. I smelled the old land and the woods. I sipped corn whiskey from fruit jars with the men. I flirted with the women. I had a ball till the caps ran out and my habit came back. That night, I looked at my grandmother and split. My guts were screaming for junk, but I was almost contented. I had almost caught up with me. The next day in Memphis, I cracked a croaker's crib for a fix. This year, there is a gray stone wall damming my stream, and when the falling leaves stir my jeans, I pace my cell or flop on my bunk and stare at 47 black faces across the space. I am all of them. They are all of me. I am me. They are thee. And I have no children to float in the space between. That was The Idea of Ancestry by Etheridge Knight. Tomorrow I'm going to read one of my own to kick off next week, which I think I'm going to focus on some children's poetry. Until then, everyone, have a good day.